Look at those little orange and yellow eyes. Hi, kitty. What you doing down there? What you doing, kitty? What you doing down there, little kitty cat? Hi there. Lake Havasu. And I'm parked at a location that I've parked at quite a few times, but I've never really come up this far sunset. So I'm parked around here at an upper level. Lots of other people are parked and camped. In fact, somebody's parked way up top there. Isn't that awesome? People are having sort of a circle over there. People are parked all the way back there, and more over here. The person, the school bus right there, they have the cutest cat that came out, just sort of greeted me in the middle, and like one of the friendliest cats that I've ever seen. Somebody's cute cat just came over and said hi to me. Hi, you're just adorable little kitty. It just came right up to me and started rolling around on the ground. This cute little cat has come in here to say hi to me. They said that she loves to go and explore. Friendliest little cat I've ever seen. Hi, little kitty. Kitty, kitty. Oh, there's the kitty on the bed. So, I am here near Lake Havasu. This is about 7 or 8 miles south of Lake Havasu. It's really easy to get in. I take my scooter off and then take my scooter into town. So over the past 2 weeks I went down to Yuma after I was in Quartzsite, and then I came back to Quartzsite and spent some time there and then came up here. I like Yuma. Yuma's actually a pretty easy town to be in. Well, I'm getting out of Quartzsite today. I've only been to the gym once in like a week and a half, maybe longer, 2 weeks. And that kind of drives me nuts, honestly. And so I'm going to go down to Yuma, I think. So when they say that Quartzsite and this surrounding area swells to about 1 million people at the height during the winter, I totally believe it. Just lots and lots of RVs off to the left and off to the right. Yeah, it's at Class A right there. Another one pulled off to the side. Lots more. Look at all the people. Lots and lots of people out here. Here I go. Boy, there's quite a line of people. Busy time of year. Camping area right here. This one's even busier than Plamosa. And right as you get into the city limits, entering Quartzsite, there's more camping. I actually thought about coming over here, and there are lots of people camping just right here by this Quartzsite sign. I don't think I've ever seen it this busy before. It is packed here in Quartzsite. Busy. Seriously busy. Oh, I think I know why it's so busy. There's a major RV show going on. Oh yeah, so check this out. There it is, just packed. Major RV show in town going on. You can see the big tent over there. big RV show. And there are RVs off to the right. Parking's $10. And then we have long-term visitor area in half a mile. And so basically, look at this. Look at all the people coming into town. Busy, busy. And now, all of this off to the right, this is all LTVA area. This is all the people that are here sort of long term, that are just going to be here for months on end. And now basically from here on down it's a straight shot. What the hell? My God, there's a woman just biking right in the street, not on the median, and I couldn't go around her and I had to slam on my brakes. That is terrifying. And there is this incredible location that I found that's kind of right in the middle of the city that I parked at. It's next to a Cracker Barrel, and there's this open dirt parking lot that truckers park in. It's hard to see, but there is a ambulance, shuttle bus, and an RV. So it's always fun to come to Cracker Barrel. And you see all of these rigs show up. And then just lots and lots of vans. You see more vans over here. And then the RV. And then I'm just parked on the street. It's just easier. But I just noticed the sunset. Oh my gosh. Sunsets in the Southwest are always amazing. I happen to look out my window and look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? How's it going, man? I just came out to notice the amazing sunsets.
It's amazing. It's all around, everywhere.
The sunsets. Well, I have a small YouTube channel, and I like to just capture things like this when they're kind of happening. And I've been focused on a project all day. And
okay, what have you been doing?
Just working on an illustration, sitting in front of the computer, and I looked out my window. I'm like, wow, look at the sky. So way over there, that RV, that Class A that's parked over there, I was parked over there for a day or two. That guy has been coming over and talking to me at night. I actually came out to look at the amazing sunset that was here last night. He came over and started chatting with me. He and his wife were just passing through town. And yeah, so we were both kind of lamenting that this spot may not be around for too many more years, considering the amount of construction, because that's brand new right there. And I suspect this lot is going to be next. So yeah, it is what it is. So check this out. There's something about Yuma that makes it very foggy in the morning. I was like, this is crazy. I was looking at my window and there was all kinds of condensation outside. And I mean, look at that. And then I came out, like, just water is dripping all down the side of the RV. And just check out the fog here. I've seen this a couple times. Storm blew through, it just poured the other day. And so something about this area during the winter tends to cause a lot of moisture in the air. So I'm taking the RV up to a mechanic place that I used last time I was here in Yuma. That I wasn't sure about the rear airbags in the RV. My RV has aftermarket a rear airbag system to make the ride better. It's a Firestone product. And I sent an email to the previous owner and asked him about them. He told me about them when I bought the RV, and he told me, and I could not remember what the PSI was. And so I emailed him and he says, oh, well, the documentation for the product is in the RV. And I thought, oh, it's in, he gave me the whole packet of documentation, like the original manuals and everything. So, but I took the RV up to a mechanic place here in town that I found on Google Maps. And there was a really nice mechanic that came out and talked to me about him. And he said, oh yeah, I know about those. And I thought it was something that you would have to pump up, you know, with the mechanic. And he said, oh no, you can just use any standard tire pressure thing at a gas station. They had caps. They're little, the inlets for each of the bag, the tire pressure inlets are just like tire pressure. The I don't know, what is the word I'm looking for? That you fill the tire up there. On the back of the RV. And he says, oh, they've just got caps on them. And they looked to me like they were some specialized sort of contraption. Well, they weren't, but he was really nice and he checked the PSI and they were kind of just a medium average PSI that, according to the manual, when I read the manual, was kind of right in the middle of the range, so they're good. So I'm going to take the RV up there. The engine has been running just a little bit warmer than it normally does, and I just want to make sure the coolant levels are normal, and this is something I should know to do. I had the oil changed when I was coming up down through the southwest about maybe 2 months ago when I was in Bullhead City, and they check all the fluids, and they said everything was fine then. And, you know, I mean, it's not like I'm driving thousands of miles a day, but I figured this would be good to do. So I'm taking the RV up there this morning. So I like being in Yuma. Honestly, it's been pretty easy to be in. Everything I need is basically here. So I liked this place because there was easy just street parking right on the side here. Yeah, so I noticed that the gauge was just going a little bit warm. So I figured, well, I'd have it checked out. I had the RV, you know, the oil changed about 2 months ago and they checked all the fluids, but it's good to know. It's good to check these things periodically.
And it's green. You can see right down in there.
Okay.
So usually you want it pretty much full to the top.
Right to the top.
So you're about yay low, which means about yay wide. So you're maybe a quarter of a gallon, not even a full gallon low.
Okay. So if I just go to the auto store,
O'Reilly's has it.
O'Reilly,
it's just
and it's a standard universal. Is that what they call it?
You can use their they have an O'Reilly's brand. It's a universal 50/50.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just add a little bit to that.
Add it till you top it off, and like I said, just to the bottom of the rim. You know, it might overflow a little bit if you go too fast. It's not gonna hurt anything.
Okay.
You want to put the cap back on.
Okay.
But you want to make sure it's nice and cool like this, because if not, when it's warm and you do that, all this hot stuff it'll burn you really bad.
So I need to wait for a period of time before I
let it cool down, cool to the touch.
Like that's okay.
Yep, that's okay. You notice how it had a little bit of pressure that came out when I popped that cap?
Yeah.
When it's hot, it has a lot more pressure than that, it'll actually shoot the cap out your hand.
I'm sure.
And it's
Yeah.
like a geyser of hot water, so you always
Okay.
want to make sure it's nice and cool like this. Before I put that on there, we'll see if maybe the guys have the half open gallon or something. Maybe I can help you out.
Okay, I appreciate it. Oh, they have a little bit there.
Yeah.
So that's the same product you were saying, just the 50/50. Looks pretty clear. Can they tell from like the color of the fluid if it needs like a radiator flush type of thing? And
Definitely. And I could see inside of yours, which means it's pretty darn clean.
oh, okay.
Only took almost all of it. But you can see now how
Oh, I see. It's right up there. Yeah.
that was about half a gallon.
Okay.
So
Wow. Well, that's good to know. I figured I really should know this.
like I said, just never open it hot.
Yeah.
You'll hurt yourself.
I'd heard that, yeah. Well, I'm glad I got that done. I learned about filling my radiator. I feel super embarrassed. This is one of those simple things that I should know as an owner. And I figured, well, I'm going to go ask. There's no harm in asking. And yet you just have to get over some embarrassment, you know, and feeling self-conscious, kind of dumb. But it's good. So I learned about the airbags in the RV, and I learned about, you know, the radiator, and I always check the oil. Like I checked the oil before I left. I just checked the oil levels. I have no problem topping the oil off. And unfortunately, other RVers are sort of discovering that area. In fact, the day that I left, or the day before I left, there were some van people that parked there, and at night it's really dark in there, but they actually started a fire, like a little campfire, and I was really irritated with them. A group of people have shown up next to me here in Yuma. They were actually had a small campfire last night. I was kind of shocked. I'm tempted to go out and talk to them. The city must be really tolerant, but I didn't want to do anything to ruin that. So I was still periodically moving up and staying by the Cracker Barrel, which was just up the street, and then I would move down, or I would go park in this little cul-de-sac where some of the RVs, so I was kind of moving around. But man, being dumb and building a fire. So I spent a little bit of time there, and then went back up to Quartzsite for just a day, and then came up here to Lake Havasu, and I've been here at Lake Havasu for a couple of days. Now, straight up ahead is Parker Dam. We're not going there now, but it's really a sight to behold. It's a really great dam. It just, whoever designed it did a really artistic job of it. Okay, here I am. Oh, somebody's got a schoolie up there. And this parking lot you can see is really cool. I shouldn't call it a parking lot. This is technically like a gravel pit is what it's called. It's a 2-week camping limit, and they actually enforce that here. But things have been coming and going. There was a yellow school bus conversion right there with some other friends, and I went and talked to them. They were really awesome. The woman who owned it, she was really awesome. I talked to her for a while, and she let me do a quick tour of her conversion, and I'm gonna go do a tour of this converted schoolie right here. They have the cute cat. What's your dog's name?
This is Callie.
Callie?
Yeah, she's from California.
Oh, nice. Aren't you cute too?
Yeah.
Oh, you're adorable.
This is my little dog, and then Squid, and then I have my big dog too.
And what's your cat's name again?
Squid.
Squid, okay.
Yeah, squidding.
Squidding. So adorable.
So that's his window. That's how he gets in and out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because he can jump that. So then I can leave the door closed. My big dog doesn't get out.
Right. And it had solar on there. Is that's something they put on with as the conversion, or?
So that once I bought the bus, I had the original conversion company add the solar to it. There wasn't any solar before. The previous owner just did like
Oh, right.
which wasn't exactly the way I wanted to live it.
Yeah, yeah.
Solar was kind of necessary for me. This is my big dog Tucker.
Hi there.
Come on in, Buggy. I'm gonna just shove this behind you here.
Oh yeah, don't want your dog.
So you can go run out.
Oh, and you've got a stove there too.
Yeah, so that's my heat is the wood fire stove. And honestly, that worked great for like all winter in Washington. I was totally warm.
Yeah.
And especially because I didn't have power a lot of winter, it was really nice to know I could rely on that no matter what my power
So
situation
what
was.
kind of do you just get wood around, or?
Actually, I have one in here right now, but I buy like the compressed sawdust logs.
Oh, wow.
Mostly because they burn super clean, and they can burn for a really long time.
Where do you get those?
A lot of like hardware stores carry them.
Oh,
farm
really?
Stores, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like Tractor Supplies, where I got those. In Washington, they have like Tacoma logs literally like at Hagen's.
Oh,
so
wow.
Just there.
That's nice.
It's just yeah, whenever really easy fire.
Right.
Start that way.
In lieu of having to run and chase and get propane, or
Yeah, or split wood and stuff in the middle of
right.
winter, and
Yeah.
So kind of the lazy way to do it, but
right.
it works
So
well.
that's so cool how that comes out. I actually saw a van the other day.
Yeah,
had
I've seen
one
a
of
few with
those.
them, and you can get them even smaller. This thing, like, if I don't remember to dampen it down in the winter, like, I'm laying in bed sweating, like.
Right.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like super dry heat source. So
Yes.
especially in Washington when it was so wet.
Absolutely.
It's really nice to have the dry heat because I'm already like trying to deal with a bunch of condensation.
Right. Yeah. I'm jealous of your faucet. My RV has the old little, almost unusable.
Yeah, this thing's pretty
So-
good. I just always end up like soaking back here is the only thing. But
Oh, right.
whatever. Everybody, finds the
But
little
you
thing.
still have lots of counter space.
Yeah.
And RVs, they just don't do that in RVs.
And that that was part of the why I like wanted the bus, since it's just me and the animals living in here. I didn't need the like RVs that have the bunk beds and
Right.
built for a family. Like
Right.
I need my like studio.
Well, and I
apartment.
really like how they've got this sort of separated into these two.
Yeah.
So many buses, it's like a long pass.
Definitely. And like one of the benefits I found out about that from the previous owners, it makes it a lot easier to insure it. So
Really?
like the insurance companies like to see specific areas. So like instead of it being one big like room, because I like the whole thing insured for like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
They like having a bedroom and a bathroom.
That's
and,
interesting.
Like, a kitchen essentially. So
That's not something a lot of people would know.
yeah,
Yeah.
but turns out that definitely helps.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I know when you convert a vehicle, you sometimes have to jump through hoops to get it registered like as an RV.
Yeah, and this is titled as an RV now.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
that also was a big move too. Because like I've tried to stay, my solar had just got up and working again. I was having issues with it. So like when I was coming down like through Portland and stuff, I stayed at a few like RV parks just to get like my batteries fully charged up. And I got turned away from a few because it was a conversion and not an RV.
Oh, wow.
And then finally the last one that I ended up staying at, they were going to turn me away, and I was like, but it's titled as an RV. And they're like, okay, fine. So
Wow.
let me stay. So that actually makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And I love you. So you sew too, which is.
Yeah. Well, I sewed the curtains for this.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I like crafting.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of
And
projects.
I ripped out all the carpet in my RV and put in sheet vinyl flooring that looks like wood. It's so much more functional than carpet.
Oh my gosh. Well, she's a carpet peer, so can't have carpet around her.
Yeah.
And like he sheds like crazy, so it's nice to just be able to sweep everything out the front door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like they did a nice job. So this is all part of it too, the the wood on
Yeah.
the ceiling?
Yeah, so this like all insulated in the ceiling. And
Oh,
all
okay.
of that.
Did the bus itself have native insulation, or was they have to put in?
I'm pretty sure they put it in. I'm not totally positive since they did the build for someone else. I
Right.
didn't get to see that full process.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like she like specifically designed it with them. But,
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you're welcome to walk back. It's not the
that's okay.
pulling this right now, but
You know, the thing is, a lot of times when you see the videos of perfectly non-lived in,
Right,
you know,
yeah,
vans and
no.
vehicles, and
my bus is definitely lived in. But yeah, so this is my bathroom.
oh, it's
Got the
sizable.
full shower. Yeah, that was the one thing she wanted the bathroom large. And
Uh-huh.
that definitely worked out for me since I put the cat litter box in there too.
Right. And you have a composting
Yes.
system then, so you don't have
Yep,
black
nature
tanks?
side-
And,
Yeah, just gray water and fresh
Uh-huh.
water. They're both 60 gallons.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and 6 feet at the middle to stand. So I start getting bent here too. But
And I like this glass that you have through here. It's interesting touches.
yeah, no, that was a really fun touch. I was really excited about that. Since, you know, I wasn't part of the design, all like the little, like that stuff, I was like, oh, I love that. Like,
Yeah,
it gives it like some character, you know?
right, right. And then so you have, is this about the space of a twin?
This is a full-size bed.
Oh, a full size,
And
okay.
then this also, sorry, I was blocking my dog off. Kelly will run up and down these stairs.
Oh, neat. So you have steps for your...
Yeah, so my big dog uses the steps. Actually, and the little dog at Skoolie learned how to do these finally.
Oh,
But
fun.
then this is like my handicap door, but you can kind of
Yeah.
fling that open and then you get the nice view from bed.
That's great, too, for moving things in and out.
Yeah, yeah, and so then like all of my storage is under the bed. You can get it through this door and then the back door.
Okay, so you kind of got like a garage underneath
Yeah,
there.
essentially, yeah, garage. And then this side, I just kind of have access to all like my important hoses, you know, the fresh water, the lactate.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And then I have like my 100-foot extension cord from
Uh-huh.
plugging in at somebody's house.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, then if you access from this side, you have a whole garage space and like all my batteries are under there. And
Okay. So
Yeah.
can you move the bed up then to gain access?
bed's stationary, you can't get into it from
Okay.
inside. You got to go through the
Wow.
doors, yeah.
So how long have you been doing this then?
I've been in the bus since last September, so
Okay.
a little over a year now.
Wow. How long did it take you to sort of search and find?
I feel like it was probably about a 6-month period of being like, okay, I can actually get a bus, and then searching and then getting the bus, and then the bus was in storage in San Diego.
Oh,
I was
wow.
in Bellingham, so.
So you had to do basically the 101 or the I-5 all the way down. And,
So what actually ended up happening is, since I was gonna have the solar added to it anyway, and I didn't know how to drive a bus at that point, I
Yeah.
didn't know anything. One of the guys from Yeti Bus went down and got the bus for me and brought it back to their shop where they did the rest of the work.
okay.
And then I went to Idaho. They basically taught me how to bus.
Right.
And then I took it back to Bellingham from there.
Did you have to do anything special driver's license wise in order to...
No, since it's not a commercial
Okay.
vehicle and it's registered as an RV now too.
It was just the
essentially.
mechanics of driving it.
Yeah, I just never had driven anything so big before, but it's like actually super easy to drive.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, there are gigantic Class A's that people
Yeah,
are driving
oh my
around.
gosh,
Like,
I-
how...
like this is as big as I would want. I could go smaller, I think. It's
Yeah.
mainly just
Do you have an on-demand
Mm-hmm.
water system?
Yeah.
Okay, hot water. That's nice.
Yes, it is super nice.
Wow. I like these.
Yeah,
That's-
and
that's
so
a
my
nice
friend
touch.
is my friend in Washington is a welder, and so he like just made these mounts and like threw these bars up for me. And before this, there were just like little store-bought curtain rods that are super flimsy.
Yeah.
And anytime like the windows were open and I was driving, all of the curtains that she had would be like whipping out of it and stuff. So I like having the bottom bar to like actually hold the curtains down.
Yeah.
And especially like when I was living in town, I didn't have my windows like open very much because everybody could see it.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it gives you can replace them or...
Yeah, exactly. And I bungee cord a lot of stuff to them to keep
Sure.
that from sliding. I normally have my mountain bike in here too, so.
Oh, okay. A really great conversion that I did at Skoolie. The woman also, she had done her own things, but she put reflectix inside
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah, I have like reflectix for the front windows. I'll put that up if it's cold or if I'm anywhere where I just want to
Yeah.
have some more privacy. And then I have like rolled bubble wrap behind these before in the winter to get some insulation, because I still like getting like a little bit of the light through, so it's not a completely dark box in here.
I know it's a really kind of hard balance to find.
But yeah, all these lights are like on dimmers here though too. So
nice.
I have in here, these are set, and then in the like main cabin I can show you too. I have the same kind of dimmer, the lights recessed like that.
Hi there. You're sure cute.
Yeah, so. But I do like having some light in here. But yes, I have like the spotlights for actually like working at the counter here.
Oh, look at that.
And then this is like the very classic Yeti bus lights. They do this. Like the set backlights. And so
yeah.
One glow.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I really am. I'm actually getting ready to embark on a project where I actually put a faux countertop over everything, and I'm actually going to put it over my stove because it takes up so much. I have a 4-burner stove, and I'm going to get one of those, you know, 2-burner things.
I have just the 3 burners, and I do really like that.
Yeah, like wow, very cool.
Yeah, and then all these are like the push button latches,
look at that.
so they don't open on me while I'm driving.
I love that soft close too.
Yeah, and I just like that you can actually see when they're open, so when, like before I'm driving away, I can actually look back and make sure everything is locked and closed.
Right.
The like visual check.
Yeah. Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah.
I love that's such a nice touch having that little light
I
in there
love
like
it,
that.
and that it's on a dimmer too. I can really...
And so, how much solar do you have on the roof?
About 1,400 watts.
Oh my gosh.
And then a 600 amp hour battery bank.
Okay.
Yeah, since I bought it when I was in Washington, and I mean, that's kind of home for me now, even though I am traveling full time. Like I built it to be able to, you know, go snowboarding at the mountains and not have to worry about my batteries.
Yeah, a lot of people think, oh, I'll just get 200 watts of solar.
And here, that works fine. Like,
right.
Up until last week, I only had one panel working.
Oh.
Because of a lot of different solar issues. But
yeah.
And I was still charging fine here. But like in Bellingham, I just wouldn't have power.
Right.
But now I do have all of the panels working, so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been so nice. And now I've been like just feeling so powerful because I'm like
that's a lot of solar
every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been really cool too.
Very, very cool. Well, hey, thanks. I won't take any more of your time, but I'm just fascinated by,
absolutely.
You know, it seems to me like RV manufacturers would do well to look at what people are doing with these conversions, because they seem to be better in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean the conversions, you know, are built just for whatever the specific person has in mind. It's not always a 4-person family, you know, doing their weekend camping trips. So this works great for me.
Cool.
But if I, you know, have a guest or something, they're sleeping on the couch. So
yeah. Well, thank you.
Of course, here. Get this for you. She's gonna run out too.
Oh, okay.